Um, so here I am in my Google Drive home. I have a folder called Community Co-ops. And inside of there, I've got the Lemongrass CoOp Shared Folder. Now, Dara, I don't know the answer to this, but like I guess it looks different for everybody else depending on they get to store the folder wherever they want, right?
Right.
Okay.
But
So
for
you
most,
can
it'll just show up default would it have to click on shared with me, which is your fourth option down, shared with me. Since they
here
didn't create it. Yes.
shared with me. Gotcha. Um, Otherwise, if you've gotten organized and filed it away for yourself, you'll go to wherever you have the Lemongrass Co-op shared folder, wherever you have that filed within your Google Drive. So here's mine. It's sorted somewhat. So we got agendas and notes up top, and then we've got all of the committees and subcommittees below. At the bottom, you'll find the master document. I didn't put that in a folder because I wanted it to be a quick access document. So here I am double clicking on that. And yeah, you can see the master document. There's the universal Zoom link that we're using now. Current action items, there's the calendar, there's emerging roles, contact steering subcommittees, WhatsApp groups, and resources. I think the most commonly used part, well, probably the most commonly utilized part of this is going to be the calendar. But probably the most collaborative part of this will be the resources, because when we find something that we like, whether it's a link or a PDF or the name of a book or a video, you want to go ahead and file it into the relevant group. So that like if I'm in the articles of incorporation and Benita says like, did you guys see the We Grow Food articles example? No, I missed it. Where can I find it? Well, I can find it in the master document. So that's what it's for. That's how to get to it. I've also linked it in the WhatsApp. And, you know, again, I'm on my laptop, so this is going to look different when you access it and different on your phone. But in the group description for steering committee, you can find the master document link, and you can likewise with the Zoom link, but you can click on that master document link and it'll also take you there. So I've made it accessible in a few different ways. And then I guess Dara can show you now what this process looks like if you're on your phone.
Sure. So I made a couple notes. So in the steering committee description, in the WhatsApp, see, I'm just typing this on here. So we'll have some notes from this, what we're recording right now, available so that it's not just a video to look at, but there'll actually be notes to help. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen from my phone to help you see what things would look like if you're doing this from a phone. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. I copied the Zoom link instead of the master document link. So I'm going to share that now. Paste and go. All right. So Zoom, come back to me and share screen. Start. All right, so I'm going to start from here in the steering committee group so that you can know where to find it, because you can see it right there. Under where it says Lemongrass CoOp VI, you actually see master document. So if I click on that, the description and everything else opens up. So basically, it's not clickable in here, but I can copy it once I select it.
It's
If you,
clickable in my phone.
yeah, if you, yeah, not sure why it's not there. The other way to get into different locks that are shared, links that are shared, is to move down to this area that says media links and docs, but that's just, that's gonna have a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's why Alyse put it
Dara,
aside. Yep.
um, so when the master document link is foreshortened as it is there, you click
Mhm.
on see more, and then it gives you the proper. So if you click cancel,
Mhm.
now under master document, it says
Oh,
see
I see.
more.
You don't
Once you
open it.
expand it, they become links. Yeah.
Okay, let me do that again because that's that's a matter of knowing specifically where to touch. So if you're in the steering committee chat, like you would normally be where you see all the information that comes in, I'm gonna go up to the very top of the phone and click on the word steering committee that has our names under it. And then it goes inside of the group info. And just now I was clicking on this box that says master document and has everything else and see more. So I was clicking on it to open it up, but opening it up is when you want to edit it. So only those of us that can put things in there would probably have that option. But for those of you, you probably have the option to click see more, or maybe if you just click on it, it just does it. So I'm now going to click on the hyperlink for master document, which in my case opens it right up in Google Docs. So, and everything that you saw online is what you see here. For most of, will everybody be editing this, adding content?
Um, I think that whomever has designated themselves involved as like a facilitator or note taker and organizer,
Okay.
um, I envision them having access. And Dara, could you, if you think it's valuable, could you show us how to switch to the page view, the page layout?
On the phone?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? So it's formatted print layout.
You want to see the print layout, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
That's
I
my
just
preferred way of viewing. I don't know if that helps people, but
understood. So just so everybody knows what I just did in case you need to do the same. At the top right of my phone where the three dots are, I clicked on those three dots. And then before, I'm going to toggle it off. Click on the three dots. Before, print layout was not turned on. And when I click on the toggle bar, it then turns it on. So now it looks like a regular document. So Google document is just a version of a similar to Microsoft Word, but just in a Google format. This looks more like what it would look like if it were printed out. And then everything that Alyse was showing us will still be able to be seen here. So right now,
So mine did not have that.
yours didn't have the option to change the print layout.
I hit the three dots and there's no print layout. A completely different list than what you have.
Okay, so Alyse, is this document shared so that anybody can edit it or just
um, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure that answer.
okay. In the meantime,
No,
so
it's not. It's definitely not that anybody can edit it. I think it's view only.
okay, okay. So one of the things with these documents, when you're sharing them in a way that people can either edit or only view or whatever, the what's allowed is different based on different things, but one of them is how the document's preferences are allowed. The other thing could be dependent on if you have the app on your device. So if we're talking about phones right now, not everybody naturally has Google Docs on their phone. And then even if you do, again, if the preferences are set so that you can't see all of the options, then that will be the case. So we would have to make sure of those types of things for whoever needs access.
Ahead and downloading it on my phone, and so I'm on both phone and computer at this moment.
Okay. Okay. And so the part that we don't know is why it's different for you. But let's go through the general of it, so at least we know what it is. We may need to do something specific for yours. Like I wish I could see everything, but for right now, let's just go through the general. So the master
Can I
document,
ask
like Alyse was saying, does have everything on it. I'm sorry, somebody was saying something?
I was saying, does the uh type of phone matter, whether it's an iPhone or Android?
There are some differences in the phones, but the app itself should, and even though I say should, it doesn't always, should have identical options no matter what type of phone it is. I still have seen though in identical apps, things are arranged a little differently. Even WhatsApp is different on an iPhone than it is on a Android. There's some slight differences. There are. I think for today, we may not be able to get into every single thing, but as you can see, I have the ability to, do I? Select text from in here and all of that. The information that Alyse has already connected to something else is, the hyperlink, like this word agenda/notes. If I were to click on that, it would open up the agenda/notes that are linked to that word. And so that's one of the points of having the master document, that we don't have all the individual documents. Like we don't have to go to one place to look for each one. Everything is linked to this document. And that's the intention, to be able to make it easier for people to find where to access things. We could just put it all in one folder and have each document separate, but then you got to go through and figure that out. So, and actually that is still the case anyway in the back end. Everything is saved individually.
I think for me, this gives a visual representation of the relationship between, different documents and things.
Right. So as she mentioned, you see what's at the top, the link will always be there. The current action items, I think that's going to depend on the various committees to add some of those things in there. Is that what that area is for?
The way I envision that link working is like after a meeting, let's say a steering committee meeting, like I want to give people a quick visual reference of like what we're kind of working on. And in this case, I got lazy and I just said it's the
Okay.
action items are written in our latest meeting, which was on the 30th.
I see. Okay. So again, just reiterating, the point for this document is for you to not have to look in multiple documents to get whatever the latest information is and to gain access to all of the documents. So, but Alyse can't do all of this. So I'm in agreement with you of putting C steering number 4. And if she had more time, she probably would have linked that to the steering committee notes if it was a separate document. The calendar, I know at one point someone was saying that we need to make a calendar, and that way it would make it easier to see what's happening with the subcommittees and so on. But this list below the calendar also does that. So you can see which subcommittee is meeting when. And again, we have to just find the simplest ways to do things if you don't have a lot of people with a lot of time to organize things in a different way. So this is definitely one of the simpler ways to put everything on one document. So I'm going to scroll down, and Alyse, if there's anything else you see that needs to be pointed out, please do, because you kind of went over all of this already when it was on the computer version. So I don't want to have to repeat things that aren't necessary. The point was just to figure out how to open this on your phone. so you could at least see it and have access to clicking on the links. When it comes to editing, we'll probably have to do a more individual thing because again, depending on the phone, depending on how the app's working, depending on the settings, it may be different for different people, the experience of editing. And this is just training session 1, so it should just be the basics. But I'm gonna go back to, well, let me pause. Anyone have any questions regarding at least how to get this open at this point on your phone? And then we'll come back to on a computer. And I'll just say that to get it open on your phone, you need to download Google Docs.
Dara, hello.
Hi, I can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah, we just sorry. We just joined.
Is
Getting
it on
ready.
the, is it on the computer also?
Can I pick you up on a computer also?
Yes, we're gonna go back to the computer. We did the computer first, and so we're just for people who also we're gonna need to use on the phone. We just pull it up on the phone second. So in
Okay.
general, we'll finish what needs to happen to open the master doc on the phone, and then I'll turn off the phone view, and then we can go back to the computer view.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Sure. And then just to reiterate, the link to the master document, which is what we're looking at, is available in the steering committee WhatsApp group in the description. So we're gonna go backwards in a second
Okay.
so that you could see where that is and how to access that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna close this window, which is my Google Doc on my phone, and I'm gonna go back to it in WhatsApp. So here is the steering committee. Let me come out. This is our steering committee WhatsApp chat. That's what it looks like if you're just in the chat itself. But if you open up the settings of it by clicking on the word at the top, steering committee, then you get this visual. And if you scroll down to the third area, you see master document and you see the word see more. If you click on see more, then you get it to open up like this, and you could then click on this document, which is then going to open up.
The document here.
Okay. Now, if you don't have Google Docs on your phone, it will open it up in your web browser, whether that's Chrome, your Safari, depending on what type of phone you're on and which web browser you use, it will open it up there so you can at least see it. We're gonna have to do a follow-up in terms of editing it, but that is, and we'll double check the settings on it before we do that. So I'm gonna close out the viewing it on the phone for right now, so we can go back to the computer. Okay. So Alyse, if you could share, let's see, how would you do that? Could you go to a blank web browser and just paste the link in for people who would be on a computer? Because that's pretty much what some of them will be doing.
Where do we get the link from?
Sure, it's in, like on your phone, it is, I'll mention it not on your phone too, but for now, on your phone, it is in the steering committee WhatsApp group in the description of the group. But if you're on a computer, we probably, if we haven't already, probably need to just email it to everyone so you can just click on it from in your email.
The question is how to locate the master document.
Yes.
Okay, and I
On a
just want to
computer.
reiterate, in case it feels confusing, the master document is ultimately stored inside of this Google Drive shared folder. It's ultimately stored there, but we point back to it. So like if you go into the WhatsApp group description, it's like, here, click this, gonna take you to the Google document. Or if I send you an email link, you click it, it's gonna take you to the Google document.
Yeah.
And likewise from inside of this shared folder, I can actually just go here and share copy link. So now I've copied that link and I'm gonna put it up here so you can see it.
She,
So what I'm gonna say is that the easiest way for you all to get it on your computer is that it be emailed to you and you click on it in your email. Click on the link to the master document in your email, which will then open it up in a web browser like this.
okay,
Yeah.
That would be good for me because I can't read half of that stuff on the phone.
Right. Understood.
okay. But I did get it open on the phone.
Okay, nice.
Okay. The only thing is I'm looking for what you have there now. Okay, I see it. Never mind. So, yes, it's asking me to get the Google Drive on the phone, so I should get that.
It's a good idea.
Yes. Anyone who is going to be looking at it on your phone or even going to the extent of editing it on your phone, which I know may not necessarily be the case for everyone, but it would be easier if you're using the Google Drive and the Google Docs on your phone, Docs. So I'm making a note of the things that need to be emailed to you, and I'm putting the link for Google Drive and Google Docs. You could find it in your app store, but just going to send the direct links. Okay. All right, and
I'm downloading.
and so the hyperlinks on this document, other than the way that it's organized so that we could find everything in its groups, the hyperlinks on this document are what makes this document so valuable because it connects you to all of the other individual documents that have content on them.
I'm sorry, would you please explain hyperlinks?
Sure. The blue, the words that look like blue and have a line under them, they are pointing, when you click on them, they're pointing to something else. It could be a document, it could be a website, it could be different things. So we just use the word hyperlink, or some people just say link.
Okay,
So that when you click on it, it opens up something else.
okay, thank you.
Sure. So we'll have to work out whatever the details are regarding the, and actually we can check it right now. Can we check in share at the top right, Alyse, just to see what the settings are set to?
Okay, we're going to share.
Well, no. I'm asking Alyse to do this, so no one else has to do anything at this point. We just want to see what the settings are with the document to see who has access to editing or whatever the case might be. Oh, Alyse, can you hear me?
I hear you. Is there something else for me to do here?
Oh yeah, I was asking if you could click on, or did you already? Click on share so we could see what the settings are, and that way I could explain.
Oh, you mean for the Google Drive?
No, for this document. Just this document.
For Zoom? Oh, I see what you mean. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Share up here.
Yep. Yeah,
All right.
the left
Anyone
one,
with
yes.
the link?
Anyone with the
Anyone
link.
with the link? That's
So anyone with the link can access, no sign-in required. So access at this point, does that mean just view?
I'm certain that it does, but
Okay.
let me go up a level and see if I can get a better answer for you.
Oh, okay. I see what you did. You could have done it right there by clicking on the icon with the globe, just so you're aware. So you didn't have to come out. Okay. So anyone with the link, yes, is a viewer. And then only Alyse and Tyrone can edit it currently. So that's how it's set to right now. And like I said, we'll do a different session for those who want to start editing it, just so that we don't accidentally change things in it by learning how to use it. So for those who actually need to edit the master document or their own documents, we'll do that. Now, I'm wondering if we should just do a test document and allow people to, not this one, but just a test document that would allow them to actually edit. Or actually, if you just do one for me, I'll use the phone again. Okay, you created a copy?
Yeah.
Nice. So you could do it on the computer first and then just show them how you would edit. And then I'll pull it up on the, yeah, you could share it. You could share the link in the, you could send it to me.
Let me get off of there.
So Alyse, when I open up my Google Drive, either on the computer or on the phone, it comes up immediately to master document. Do I need to set up my own Lemongrass CoOp shared folder, or should I be seeing that?
Dara, do you have an answer for that?
Sure. You do not have to create your own folder. The question I have, well, you don't have to create your own folder to obviously to be able to access the master document. The question I have though is that the whole folder that you have organized there, Alyse, is not shareable to everyone else, right? Just the master document.
Actually, it is the whole folder, the Lemongrass CoOp Shared Folder. I believe the share permission is set to that anybody with the link can view it. Yeah, anyone with the link can view it.
Okay, so for those who are looking at your own Google Drive, could you go over and point to shared with me, the fourth option down on the left, Alyse, so that they could see that? You don't have to you don't have to click on it, but oh, over on your left column. Yes, so where Alyse is pointing at, where it says shared with me, on your own Google Drives, that's where you would need to click in order to see the whole folder, not just the master document, because the whole folder was shared with us by Alyse. We didn't create our own in our own Google account. And so that's why it's not going to show up just in the general Google account area. So it's a folder that was shared with us. The master document is just one document that's in that folder.
Okay. It's still not coming up.
Now, if it wasn't shared with you yet, you wouldn't see it.
I hit shared with me.
Right. I'm saying if the folder was not shared with you yet, you wouldn't see it there.
Okay, got it.
So Dara, we might want to talk about the difference between sharing with a link versus sharing with an email address.
Email address, correct. Correct.
And I can, if you can explain it, I can show it.
Sure, no problem. So the reason why you're not seeing the general folder in your Google Drive yet is because it hasn't been shared with you in terms of your Gmail account. Now you may have the link to it, which would allow you to click on that link and view everything. But if you notice what she's showing right now, there are only 2 email addresses there who it has actually been shared with. So those 2 have access. Like if she shares it with me, now I will be able to go into my Google Drive and then click on shared with me, and then I would see it. But right now, if I look, I won't see it because it's never been shared with me directly. So when we're saying shared with me, in this way specifically, we're talking about the email address that you use for Google, for Gmail, was actually put in here, similar to how she's doing right now with my name, dcooper@sear.org. This is sharing that folder with me. That's one way. The other thing that we've been doing is just sending everyone the link. If we send everyone the link and the settings are set that anyone that has the link can see That's what we've all been doing all along. So we've been seeing it, but it hasn't been shared with us. So that's
in
something
other
else that's going to need to be done. So the email addresses will have to be added by at least sharing them in order for us to see the folder, the whole folder in our Google Drives. Otherwise, if you just want to be able to
But-
see it, you don't need that. You can just keep clicking on the link once you get it in email.
But do I understand correctly that from the master document, you can view all the other documents without having to have the whole folder like that?
Correct. You can view all of the other documents that have links placed on the master document. Yes. So you don't
that's
necessarily
simple.
need to have the
Yeah.
full folder if you only need the links on the document. Yes,
To me, that simplifies it.
it does. It does. And it really just depends on your level of how much you're going to be editing these documents. We're not all going to be editing these. We're not. And so only the people who are going to start learning how to do this and will be adding documents and editing them would want to have the folder in their system, or for those who just want to be able to have access to it. So if you see what she's doing now, she's adding other email addresses who will have the ability to go to, once their Google Drive is open, see the entire folder by clicking on shared with me. Now, again, you don't need this if all you're going to need to do is look at the master document. You don't have to do this. So it's different levels. And everyone doesn't need to be doing the same thing. So as things develop, we'll know who needs what based on who's going to be editing things or adding content, even if not editing.
This is great team teaching. Questions, yes, very good, thank you.
Okay, so we weren't going to, of course, get through every single detail of things today. We just wanted to be able to give an overview of how to access the master document, both on the computer and on your phone. And you got into a little bit more about even the larger folder. And all Google Drive is a folder that's stored in your Google account, just like you have folders that are stored on your computer.
Okay,
And you can just share these folders with other people because it's in your Google Drive, which is what they're calling cloud. Cloud doesn't mean something puffy that's up in the sky. It just means a folder that's connected through the internet that multiple people can have access to, or a document that's on the internet that multiple people can have access to at the same time. So it's just
okay.
online storage. That's all it is. That's all cloud is, online storage. So let's pause for any last questions about this, and then let's move into WhatsApp. And again, we did a little poll before to decide what to do first. The Google Drive and what we're doing right now was the thing that most people needed. WhatsApp and Zoom are next. So if you do not need WhatsApp, but you do need Zoom, yeah, you're going to need to wait through the WhatsApp, or if more people need Zoom, then we'll switch it. But I think it's already in the correct order at this point. So WhatsApp would be next.
Okay,
All we're doing with WhatsApp is similar to what I already did, but we're just going to break down what WhatsApp looks like right now so you know where to find things.
okay.
So are there any other questions regarding this in terms of your ability to access it for right now, just to access to see it? And this meaning the master document.
No,
Okay. Nice, Alyse. Thank you. Thank you for creating this and going through all the thought process that it takes to organize it. That's a lot. And to hyperlink everything and all of that. Definitely appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Yes, definitely, we appreciate, and yes, it's much easier to go into communities now. Yes, thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
And to thing
I
and not
call it,
scroll down, not have to keep scrolling, looking, so thank you.
Cool.
I call it a
Glad.
peach.
What'd you say, Dean?
I call it a peach.
A peach.
She's the MVP.
Okay. All right. So let's shift over to WhatsApp. Alyse, were you gonna have to go now?
I can say.
No, no, no. I'm just checking. I'm not
Um,
telling you need to stay. I think you said you were going to, but I was just giving you your
Right.
opening.
I should go. I should go. You're right. I should go.
Okay. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Don't do it to
Alright,
yourself.
Okay. Bye,
Dara,
guys. You have a good night.
Yes.
Thank
good
you.
Thank
night.
you, Dara.
Good night.
Dara, could you send me the link for this recording because I
Yes.
got one.
No problem. We'll be sending the link out to everyone. Yeah, we'll send the link out to everyone. So you're good.
Okay. Okay.
All right. See you later. Save your battery. You might need it for something else. Okay. So now we're going into WhatsApp, and I'm gonna share my phone screen again because most of us are using WhatsApp on the phone. I'm also using WhatsApp on the computer, but it's a little different. So I'm not gonna do that. Screen.
I like WhatsApp on the computer because many times I have information on the computer and I've been finding it good to be able, but I'm having problems with transferring like a PDF
Mhm.
to WhatsApp. So
Oh.
if that's one of the things on the agenda, I would really love to be able to share documents when I'm on WhatsApp on my computer
Okay.
into a WhatsApp. And
Gotcha.
I'm having so much problems with internet connection. And so that's why I'm on my phone and not on the computer.
Gotcha. Okay, so I put down your question, and we'll go through the basics first, and then we'll come to that. Is there anyone else that uses WhatsApp on a computer? Let me ask that question first.
I do.
Say that again, please.
Sure. Is there anyone else that uses WhatsApp on a computer?
Oh,
Other than Benita and Laura?
no.
Okay.
Alyse, you could put WhatsApp on your computer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Question, Benita. On the computer, are you seeing the WhatsApp community, or are you just seeing the chat? And same for Laura if you're using it that way.
What do you mean the community, our Lemongrass community?
I think you just answered my question without answering it. But I mean, we put all of
because I just see the Lemongrass community that's created and the one for good food.
So you
and
do
the
see them
WhatsApp good
on the
food?
computer?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's open it on the phone first, because the majority of us are using the phone, and then we'll come to the computer. All right, so I have it here on steering committee because this is where we were at earlier. But I'm gonna come out and just go into the general chat, and I'll come out again. And by coming out, whenever I say I'm coming out of it, I'm taking a step back. I'm clicking the left arrow at the very, very top left of my screen, the little blue carrot, as they call it. So I came out again, and now I'm seeing the Lemongrass community. I'm gonna come out one more time. All right, so now I'm seeing my WhatsApp chat. Ignore that it says WhatsApp business at the top. I'm just using a WhatsApp business account on this phone, but it's not really different from regular WhatsApp. So you don't have to worry about all of that. Take this ad away. All right, so this is what your general WhatsApp would look like when you're inside of it. And yes, there is a slight difference between what some iPhone users and Android users see. So if you notice that difference, just say something depending on if you're on an Android, okay? And then I'll explain what the difference is. Currently, right now, I'm using an iPhone, but I've also used it on Android just to be able to tell the difference when I used to have to teach the mobile classes. So if you notice, I have my personal cell as a first chat message there because I was sharing things in there in preparation for this. And then I have the Lemongrass CoOp VI. My personal cell, which is just a regular chat to chat in WhatsApp, you could see the time at the top, and all the other ones, you could see the time at the top. But the difference between what's happening with the Lemongrass Co-op is that you see a little arrow there. And also in the icon on the left, you see almost like a deck of cards in terms of the pictures. So this is a community, and we kind of just created it in the middle of people being used to using the regular chats, but hopefully it didn't confuse anyone too much, and it actually made things easier. I'm going to click on Lemongrass Co-op VI now, and the community is just a combination of chats organized together so that you don't have to switch between, let's say you're in the general steering committee, you're also in the general Lemongrass Co-op membership chat, and then you're in some of the different subcommittees on the steering committee. So prior to us creating this as a group or as a community in WhatsApp, each of those chats were just individual chats that you would have to sift through in between whoever else you're texting with on WhatsApp. So in this case, oh, sorry, somebody saying something?
No, sorry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So let me stop a second and ask the question. Is this how you all are seeing it on your phones? Is there anyone that's not seeing it like this, where it's all grouped together? The
I'm
answer,
seeing everything, and announcements and general chat are the only ones that don't have a green, well, a light green icon. That's correct, correct?
okay. So because there's nothing in them.
Everything else has a pretty light green icon and a picture.
Gotcha. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. You got it. How can I get rid of this? There we go. I don't need that. Yeah, so this is what it should look like for everyone. And I only asked that because on my computer, I'm not seeing it like this yet. And it may just mean I need to do an update of my WhatsApp app on my computer. But thinking like that, I'm wondering if that also happened to anyone on their phone. That's why I'm asking. But for right now, the answer is no for everyone here. Great, so we can move forward. So I'm going to start from the top. And I'll go back out again for a second. So I'm clicking on the arrow on the top left to go back out. So to get into this chat, Lemongrass Group VI, I'm just scrolling it up to the top so we see which one I'm talking about. And I click on it, and the immediate thing that you see is Lemongrass Co-op VI. Now in normal WhatsApp chats, if you click on that where it says Lemongrass Co-op VI, whatever the topic is at the top, it would open up into like the background settings of that particular chat group, but not in this case, okay? So announcements is the next thing I'm gonna click on right below, but
Yes.
we don't necessarily have like things other than that you can see when Alyse made different changes to it. I'm gonna come back out. I'm gonna click on announcements again. Okay. And now I'm gonna go down to steering committee, which is the one that we're in most right now. So this is steering committee. And we're used to this one because this is the one that we've always been using. Now, if I click on steering committee at the very, very top, right where you start seeing our names below it, it will open up into the group info. So this is the information about the group. I'm gonna scroll it up just so you can see what's all the way at the bottom first, and then I'll come back up to the top and move down. So you see everything that's on the bottom. Okay, but I'm gonna start from the top. So that first area of it, steering committee, and it tells you right below that it's a group in Lemongrass Co-op VI. So that Lemongrass Co-op VI is like the master community that this chat is just one of many within that community. So the community is Lemongrass Co-op VI, and it is just one of the chats in that community. That's how it's now organized. And again, just for the purpose of keeping everything together, related to the Lemongrass Cooperative Development. Then you can make phone calls. So at some point, if people wanted to, you could do a group call. I don't want to click on it right now because I don't know what will happen since I'm sharing it. But if you
Right.
click on audio, basically everyone's phone would start ringing that's in this group. And they could choose to answer or not. Okay, so that's one
So
way of
I
having
have none of that.
Okay, so then these settings are probably
That it's because
admin.
you are an administrator. Only administrators can send messages, it states.
Right. So what I'm gonna do for right now,
But the question, do you have audio and all of that?
Nope,
Okay. At the very top? No?
nope.
Okay.
are you seeing it on yours?
Did you
So
see audio on yours? Go up
Sis-
to the top. At the
No,
very
Sister
top.
Anna, I'm asking, are you seeing audio on yours?
Yes. When you go back up or, you know, at the top where you were
Mm-hmm.
first, where you first started, not that way, the other way.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just making
Yeah.
her admin just to
Yes.
see if it makes a difference.
Yes. I
Okay.
was, when you first open up top, okay, there's the big steering committee, the
Yep.
big stuff. And then under group in Lemongrass CoOp, 15 members. And then it says audio, video, search. And then it says Lemongrass VI, community 8 groups.
And that's what you're seeing on your phone.
That's what I'm seeing on my phone.
Okay, Laura, are you using an Android or an
no,
iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay, so I'm not sure the difference there. Why
Way
she,
up to the top, all I see is the messages since September 11th. I mean, there's just a lot of different individual messages.
is this what you're talking about, it looks like? You can see all the different messages?
Yeah.
Okay. If you click on the word steering committee at the very top, does it open up into the group info like this?
I don't, at the very top.
Yeah, where it says steering
Okay.
committee.
Got it.
Yes? Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, good. Good example. Good example. So all that happened is that she had not yet clicked into the group info. So at the top where it says steering committee, once you click on that, then it should look like this. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. The main thing we wanted to make sure everyone had access to today was let's see, the ability to go in and out of the various groups. So what I just clicked on was right underneath audio, video, and search where it says Lemongrass CoOp VI. I'm going to click on it again. It says community and 8 groups. So to see the various groups, if you click on that, and you don't have to click on the arrow on the right, you can click anywhere along it and it'll open up. Now it opens up so that you see the various groups again. Now, I'm not a member of any of these groups at the bottom, the articles of incorporation and all of those. And so that's why I'm seeing it like this. It may look a little different if you are a member, and you may just have access to clicking on it so that you can go right in. The only ones I'm in are right where it says groups you're in, steering committee, and general lemongrass co-op. So of course, if I click on either of those, it will just open up into those chats. So again, if I click on, for example, general lemongrass co-op, it's just going to show me what's in here. And then I could use it the same way I would normally use WhatsApp.
Sorry about that. I got knocked out and just came back in.
Oh, no
But
problem.
on my Android, once I go to the Lemongrass logo and account, and I hit steering committee,
Mm-hmm.
it goes to all the messages in the steering committee.
Right. So it looks similar to what you're seeing on the screen right now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The next thing that we did, go ahead.
I was saying those other options of the app didn't show up on mine.
Okay, so let me ask you to click on the words steering committee at the very, very top.
Mhm.
Let me know what happens.
It has audio, video, but they're not lit up. It have add and search. You have the Lemongrass CoOp group, and it said 8 groups,
Mm-hmm,
master document, and the media links,
mm-hmm.
notification, media visibility, encryption, chat lock,
Okay,
add, and then it lists the members.
okay, good. All right, so are you using your phone on Zoom right now?
No,
Okay, just checking. And you say it's not lit up. The audio and the video you said are not lit up, meaning if you touch them, they won't work. That's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, we should just test it one of these days. We're not gonna do that right now, but
I just did, but they don't
Dara, I
function.
don't even have it though on my phone.
you don't have what's the it? What's the it that you don't have?
The- Or on my phone.
Could you repeat? It didn't come in clear.
I'm sorry about that. I had the fan going. I was saying I don't even have audio, video. I can't hear. All I have is go back. I keep switching in between. So I just said that I clicked on the it doesn't show your video.
Sorry, Benita, you have to turn off the fan.
Yeah, you're coming in very not clear. I think you're saying you're not seeing the audio and the video on your phone. That's what it sounds like you're saying. So if you can hear me, I just want to make sure that you're not on the screen that's currently showing where you're seeing all of the messages in the steering committee, but you have actually clicked on steering committee, those words at the top, which then open up into group info. And if you're saying you are looking at the group info page, is that what you're saying? You're at the group info page like this, but you're not seeing audio and video?
Yeah. I'm not seeing audio, video. I am seeing all the different subgroups in the committee. Oh, hold on. I'm doing something. Okay. Hold on. I gotta go all the way up to the top of it. No. Now I'm in steering committee and I'm not seeing that. If I go to articles, I don't see it either at the top.
So you're in the steering committee group now, for example, like this, like what's showing on the screen?
I'm in the steering committee. I have to keep going back and forth. Okay, yes, I'm in the steering committee like that.
Okay.
And I'm not seeing when I go all the way up to the top, I'm not seeing where it says audio, video, or anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it here. You would have to click on steering committee at the top.
I did, okay, I'll do it again. So when I click on steering committee up at the top, oh, yes, it did. Okay, I wasn't clicking on it right. I was clicking on it and it kept taking me back. But the audio and video is not lit up either. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so let's determine, well, let's ask a couple questions to see if we can figure out. Are you on an Android and Dean, are you also on an Android?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay, just so we know, because that's for right now my only assumption in terms of whatever the difference would be. Why you're not seeing it, I don't know, but at least we have one thing to start troubleshooting with.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
sure. So sometimes what's
Okay.
happening when we have these things all grouped up into communities is exactly what you all just saw. So that's why we're doing it this way. And in some cases, we may just forget, but just know clicking on it will not blow up the phone. So feel free to click on buttons. So I'm gonna now click on the button under audio and video, which we have gone in already, but I'm gonna do it again now. And that takes us back to this place, which is the general community that shows us all of the different groups. So the ones at the top are the groups you're in. The ones at the bottom are the groups you're not in yet, but you can join. And to join them, you would just click on them and it's gonna give you the little button down there to go ahead and join the group. I'm not gonna do that right now, but you can for whichever group that you are actually in. Okay, we haven't been using the general chat, but I'm just gonna click on that just so that you can see. And we have not yet been using announcements, but announcements, as you can see, are pretty much automating when something is done in an organizational way to these communities. So we don't necessarily need those right now. We don't need announcements and we don't need general chat right now. You can continue communicating in the ways that you're communicating for the subgroups. For right now, I want to pause here and see if there are any questions just about making sure that we can get to this place and get to each individual chat group.
This is good. And you say that we're recording it so we can play it to refresh ourselves.
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you.
In addition to that, I also have a screenshot and a little video that I already took on my phone that I'm going to put into the, let's see, into the steering committee chat. So you could also just look at the little brief video there. Then I'll do that afterwards.
Yes, thank you.
Teacher Laura Martin.
Okay. Okay, any other questions right now on WhatsApp, at least in terms of using it on the phone before I switch to the computer for those who do it on the computer?
Yeah,
No.
I don't have that list either. Of
Say it
the,
again, you don't have what?
that list of groups you're in and groups you
Oh,
can,
okay, so
that don't
let's
show
make
up
sure
on
you-
Android.
So what are you seeing? You're only seeing steering committee?
Yeah,
Now, when you go back into, so here in steering committee, when you click on steering committee at the top,
okay. Sorry,
you got it?
Laura,
I just did a additional click that there
Okay.
was another steering committee below the steering committee icon like that.
Mhm.
So when I clicked on it, then it opened up to that. Yeah.
Okay,
Dara.
yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I noticed we do not have the bylaws committee there.
You're right. You're right. Let's create it.
We didn't actually start on them yet.
Well, that's okay, but let's create it and at least have the members have a group. So at the bottom, you'll see it says add group. I'm gonna click on that. So I'm clicking on it now, add group.
Right, so I tried to do that and it said only an administrator could do it.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay. I think the thing, before I go forward, the thing that needs to happen in your next steering committee meeting is the question came up before, but I don't think anyone, well, I don't remember who may have volunteered to help with organizing the WhatsApp. Whoever that is, and maybe they are, but whoever those people are, all of them need to be made admins so that they have access to doing all of these things. So that might be on the
So
master
Alyse
document.
tried adding the bylaws. I've already made
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
oh dear. So I made a WhatsApp bylaws group. And then Alyse tried to put it into the community
Mhm.
and she couldn't do it, and I can't do it.
Okay, so it might be easier to just make it in here, and then the things that you shared in there, just share it in the new one.
Okay,
Yeah, so let's go ahead and do it so we see how to do it right now. So I'm gonna just click on add group. And let's make sure it's not hidden anywhere. Nope. I
Create a
don't
new
see
group.
bylaws.
create a new
So we're
group.
gonna create a new group. So what Alyse probably tried to do is add existing group, which is the option under create a new group, but for whatever reason that didn't work, we're just
Okay.
gonna move on today. So create new group, and then let's just call it bylaws. Not no laws, bylaws. Well, that tells you something.
See why.
That's funny. And for right now, I'm going to leave all the permissions open.
Can
So-
we have B better than BI?
What?
Oh, funny. Yes, thank you for that. Ah, okay. Let me fix that now. Ah, how was that?
No problem.
Okay. You want the
Pronounce
hyphen
the
or no?
same, problem.
Right, then hyphen.
Okay. Yee. Okay, thank you for the funny.
Who says
Yes, but
Stevie Wonder couldn't see?
What'd you say?
You know Stevie Wonder could see everything.
Hey, come on now. Okay, so I'm not gonna put in the description. You all can do that. I'm just trying to set it up and then give you all access to it. So who on here now is on the bylaws committee?
I am,
Okay,
Dean Leonard,
Justin is,
okay. So I'll put the two of you in for now and I'll make you both admins so that you all can do everything else, okay? But let me just show you what happens here. So
Dean
obviously,
is,
okay, so obviously it allows you to create the name of the group. In here where it says group description, that's where you could type what the group is for. Right below that, group visibility, you could see it says visible, but these are the options. So it could be visible to everyone in the community that's using this WhatsApp community, or it could only be hidden to those that are part of the group. So just know that those are also other options, but we're not gonna hide anything. We're just leaving it open. And I'm gonna now click on group permissions. And that means anyone has access to editing the name, the icon, all those things. Anyone can send messages and anyone can add other members or approve new members that come in. I'm leaving it all open like that for you all. So now I'm going to click add at the very, very top right where it says add. And now it should be, where is it? Suggestions sent for admin approval. Okay, so since I'm an admin, now I have to approve it. That's interesting that it didn't just automatically create it. Anyway, groups you suggested. So I'm clicking on that. Will it allow me to approve it?
pending.
Okay, so maybe Alyse is the admin, so she might have to approve it. So that tells you that not just anybody can just create things in here. So anyway, she'll approve it and then it'll show up there. And then it'll be just like the rest of these. And then you all can.
okay, and then I can add all the members.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So once she approves it, you'll be able to do that. Now, again, I'm repeating what I just said before this segment, but in your next meeting, and you all have time to think about it between now and then, whoever is going to be an admin of WhatsApp will have access to doing all these things. It doesn't mean you have to do everything, but it means at least it won't just be Alyse or whoever else has access. And that way you all can communicate with each other if something needs to be done, if one person can't, or yada, yada, yada. You know, community stuff. So I'm gonna come off of this now. I think you have enough of a general understanding. The main thing we wanted to make sure everybody got that we did a little earlier, right here where it says master document, which is underneath of the area that says Lemongrass CoOp VI, that shows you that there are 8 groups in the community. Clicking on see more will allow you to click directly on the hyperlinked master document link, and that will then open up your master document on your whatever device it is, in this case, your phone. Or the Zoom link is always there as well.
And this is the Zoom link for every meeting, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
it hasn't
Great.
changed. The way that it was set up, you had 60 meetings that you could use it for.
Okay, thank you.
And you're not close to 60 at this point. So the intention is eventually the group will either have its own Zoom account or whatever, but until then, we're just going to keep using this.
Okay.
If I were to click right now on the master document, let's just review that one more time to see what happens. So I'm just clicking on this link right here. Right now, I'm just touching it. I didn't click on it yet, but just so that you see what happens. So now I'm going to click on it. And because I have Google Docs saved, the app on this phone, it's active, it automatically goes into this screen. Now, this isn't the way you want to necessarily look at it. If you want to look at it like a page, like Microsoft Word or something, but this works. I'm going to now switch it to the view that you would normally look at it as, which is this. Very small.
How
Yeah.
did you get now?
Mhm. So
Yep.
I'll undo it and then I'll do
Okay.
it again. So the three dots at the top right,
Oh, okay, thank you.
I clicked on those, and then
Okay.
print layout is what I'm trying to change it to, the way that it would look if it were printed on letter size regular paper. So
Okay,
I'm just toggling that one on.
right. Okay,
Yeah. See, now it's on print layout.
yes,
So, I mean, you could still pinch it open and get it bigger, but
right,
unless you do something like this and turn it sideways,
right,
which helps, but then you got to turn your phone sideways,
right.
you know.
Okay.
Okay, so just gonna turn this off now and stop. So now we're back to this. Is Benita still on? Yes, she is. Okay, so Benita wanted to be able to add a PDF in WhatsApp. So I am going to share my screen on the computer. Oh, Benita, are you still there? Before I,
Just gonna ask.
Yeah.
okay, just checking. So I'm opening up WhatsApp on my computer. Again, sometimes the technology makes a difference, so things may not look exactly the same, right? But here's steering committee on the computer.
Wait,
You
okay.
wanted to be able to add a document. This plus sign is generally what you have to do to add things. But before I do anything, what are you seeing on your computer when you have it open like this? Do you see a plus sign?
Okay, good. No, I don't have, wait.
No, this is for Benita. This is for Benita and Laura who use
Oh,
WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
on their computer.
All right, thank you.
So just trying to do one thing for
Right.
them, and then if more is needed, we can do that privately. But
No,
do
no
you
problem.
do you have a plus symbol on your computer version of WhatsApp, Benita or Laura?
Trying to get back to that.
No problem. Take your time. And then Benita, do you recognize the plus symbol?
Dara,
Yes.
Dara, I cannot go online. I can't get online. That's why I'm on my phone for this session.
Oh, I
My
understand. But I
internet
mean,
isn't coming through.
I understand, but I don't mean
I
right at
can't
this.
remember, Dara.
Oh, okay. That's your answer. You don't know. That's your answer. You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Well, in general, similar to the phone, you would click on the plus sign, it would take you to the folders on your computer, you would search for the document, and then it would enter it. But we don't, I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute. And
Sign again, please,
sorry.
because I think I've seen it. I haven't seen the bus sign before.
No. Okay.
It's only on the computer you will see the bus sign.
Yeah, similar to on the phone. It's the same. But and it's usually always the bottom left, right there next to where you would type your message. So when you check it again, let me know then, and then we could follow up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but as you see, like if I check the plus sign, these are the options I get: file, photos. I can share a contact. I can put in a poll, or I can share an event.
Okay.
So file.
So file.
Yeah, you would go to file and then just search wherever to find it.
Okay.
Okay, so let's pause here. 7:20. Want to make sure we keep it going. All right, so we did the Google Drive, use of the Google folder, the master document, which I have a note here that we're going to need to email you all the link to the master, just like it's in WhatsApp. We'll just need to email you the link to that so that if you're on your computers or even on your phones, if you check email on your phone, you can click on the link and it will open up in whatever it can open up in. If you don't have Google Docs, the app on your phone, it will open in a web browser. So whether it's Google Chrome, or if you're on iPhone, Safari, or whatever web browser you're used to using to search the internet, it will open up there. At least you'll be able to view it, and you'll probably be able to click on the links. And for most of everyone, that's all that's really needed anyway. Now, if you're going to need to add things to it, edit it in any way, then you'll need the access to editing it using the Google Docs app, whether it's on your phone or on your computer. So I also have a note here to share with you all the links for Google Drive and Google Docs, both for Android and Apple devices.
Okay, so question, well, comment.
Mhm.
I did share for the computer, so I did get it on the computer, and I'm using Google Drive on the computer. Now, my question now is, since I said I would try to learn to assist with note taking,
Yes.
is this what I'm going to use? Would I sign in here to help with notes, or what do I do? Or that's another topic that we'll deal with later.
It's the very next topic. So you're right on time. We were just making sure we know what already was covered before we go into the next thing.
Okay.
Not just in case anyone that's on right now does not need the next thing. But the next thing that we are going into is for those who want to be able to help with notes, and we're going to stay there. I see a couple things in the chat, so let me just check on that. Okay, Alyse sent a couple links in the chat, so I will hold on to those. All right.
Yeah, Dara,
Yes.
when you going back down?
When I'm coming home, I will be home. Let's not go there. I will be back home. I'll be back home, whether you want to call it up or down. I'm not going there. I'll be on St. Croix on the 17th. St. Thomas on the 21st.
Hoping Anna and I could pay you a visit before, because we up here, you know.
Oh, right. That's right. Yes.
So we
Okay.
lunch on the 10th. Whatever.
Let's talk after we're done this.
Okay,
because I'm going to Texas on Monday for a few days. So, and then I'll be back here. Okay. All right. So now the last thing was using Zoom for the AI notes, but as we've repeated, you don't have to use that. If another thing that could work, that might actually be easier, is using a Google Doc that's shared. And that way you can type the notes in there. And that's just for people who are taking notes together or that are going to share the responsibility of taking notes. So to answer the question that was asked, you could create a document that is shared for taking notes. And what Alyse has been doing is the agenda is already a Google Doc. So with each point in the agenda, you just take notes under that point. And so everything is organized based on what the point is. That's much easier to do than having to make the time to go back and re-edit it.
Yes, yes.
So the suggestion is that you use Google Docs.
Okay.
That has the agenda, and then
Google Drive is different from Google Docs?
Google Drive is the folder. Google Docs is just the document that's saved in the folder.
Okay, all right.
You don't even
So-
need a folder. You could just have a loose document that's shareable that's hanging around. So
Okay,
the most important thing for you is that you want to determine if you're going to want to take notes in that way, because not everybody wants to type and be in a meeting at the same time. So that determination is going to have to be figured out by those of you in the different groups. But it
well,
is an option.
can you go back and type in the same agenda and
Yep.
add stuff?
You can.
Oh.
You can. It's a live document. It never stops being able to be edited. So
Okay. Instead of, so might be confusing if two people are typing in the same document at the same time.
not necessarily. Not
Oh.
necessarily. Is there anyone that is wanting to do that right now so we can see it? Because that is the point that we were going to get to.
That's up to everybody else.
Okay, I'm going to create a document. And because this is, like I said, this is what we're going into. The last thing was how to share the note-taking responsibility when you're in meetings. One option for that, I think the simplest option is using Google Docs. That's what I think. And just doing a shared document that can live before, during, and after the meetings. And then it could always be updated by whoever's going to decide to update it. I think that's the easiest thing. But it's easiest if someone is going to be typing.
Yes.
Someone is not going to be typing, then you're basically taking notes after the meeting. Or if you wrote the notes, you're basically typing them into a document after the meeting. So whatever is realistic for where we are at right now is what should be done. What you can strive to do is be able to take the notes during the meeting. But if that's not where you're at, it's be realistic where you're at and then strive to do that other one.
Well, as long as I'm stationary and not in the car, then I could say I would try to take it during.
Okay, and typing or writing?
I guess typing on the computer.
You could, if I'm just saying, if that's something you're comfortable with doing, typing during a meeting.
It probably would work best, and if people see me typing, then they could make corrections.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right. So what we're going to show is the technology to do it. What will have to be worked out in person or when y'all are in meetings is who's going to take on the responsibilities to do it. So that's two different things. Right?
Okay.
So now let's go into the technology. So
now I'm looking on my computer now. Okay. All right. So right now,
go ahead.
Is Google Drive. And I had shared with Lemongrass, right? And then it shows me like names, subcommittee marketing, subcommittee bylaws, etc.
Okay.
Right? And the last one is Lemongrass CoOp Members Committee.
Okay.
So what do I do next?
So do you want to share? Let me help you share that document. Are you on, sorry, you're on a computer now?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and share your screen. You should be able to.
Hold on.
So. Let me make sure you can.
Let me see. Wait, let me look and see. How would I share screen?
Would they share?
Yeah, we'll share.
I'm trying to make sure you have permissions to share. I think so.
Shared with me, start. I don't see share screen. Sorry.
In Zoom, I see Benita has her hand up, but I'm coming, Benita. In Zoom, at the bottom of your screen, do you see share? It's green. Well,
okay,
it's green.
so go to Zoom, not Google Drive.
Right, you're trying to share your screen in Zoom to show whatever you're looking at in Google Drive.
Oh, then I need to go to Zoom.
Yes.
Okay, so I go back to the meeting, the email.
No. You go back to Zoom to wherever you're, let me
Okay, then I have to open up Zoom, log into Zoom.
No. Okay, you're in Zoom right now because you're talking to us. So,
Oh,
On.
the phone. We
okay,
on
have,
the
you're in
phone.
Zoom on the phone?
I'm in Zoom on the phone and
Ah,
have the computer here
I see.
that was in Docs
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're not in Zoom on the computer. Now I understand.
on the computer. Right. I went to my email, and in my email, Alyse had sent me for a folder shared with you, Lemongrass. So I clicked on that and I opened it in Google Drive.
Understood.
Right. So at this point, what I need to do is really on my computer, log in Zoom.
Well, I thought you already were, and for the sake of time, I don't want you to do that. I'm gonna do it
Okay.
so that we can see it.
I am in Zoom on the phone.
Right. So we're not gonna do it on your computer for tonight.
Okay.
For today, we're just going to, I'll share my screen and show how it can be done.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Now,
so I'm sharing my screen,
yes.
and so I believe you should be able to see these 9 dots, the Google apps that are next to your profile photo, or if you have letters there.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you click on these 9 dots, it opens up all of the various Google apps, okay?
Right.
So Gmail and all the
Yeah.
other things. Drive, that's your Google Drive. I'm going to scroll down to Docs. So for right now, we're just looking, not trying to do it, because then it'll miss them things. So if I click on Docs,
yes,
it will open up to this. I was already here, but I was just going through the motions, right? It will open up this, and it shows me all the different docs that I have open. And
okay.
I'm going to create a blank document here
Okay. Oh,
by clicking that one. So now this is a blank Google Doc. Very,
yes.
very similar to Microsoft Word.
Yes.
You could create a test meeting notes, whatever, right? Okay. The second letter of my words tend to get uppercase a lot. That's an issue I have with my fingers. But anyway, ignore that. So here, as you can see, I could type all day long. Now I can invite someone else. Right now it's private only to me, this document, but I can open it up by clicking on share right here where this lock is. And that will, it's saving the name, save name. That will bring me up to this window.
Yes.
You notice it says restricted because right now only I can look at this. I'm going to change this to anyone with the link. And it says viewer, but I'm going to change this to editor. So now anyone with the link will be able to edit this document. Nobody has the link yet. So nobody can edit but me. So once I copy this link here and I email it to someone or I text it to someone, as soon as they click on it, they will come right into this document and be able to type. Now, that is if they are signed into their Google account. Okay, so just making that clear, because this is all Google's platform. I tend to go up here in settings and just double check. So editors can change permissions and share. And viewers and commenters can see the option to download, print, and copy. That's the normal settings. So I could type in, let me type in your email. Which email address do you have open on your computer right now?
Miss Wallace Francis.
There we go.
No, I'm sorry. Campumoja.
At Gmail?
At Yahoo.
Okay, but if you have your Google, do you have some kind of Google account open on the computer that you were looking at with Google Drive and all of that?
Oh, yes, that's the Dejabana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. DJ. Whoa, it's trying to tell me stuff. DJA, the
BA.
2013?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to invite you to this.
Uh-huh.
And so now I've sent that. So I've updated the access so that there you are. You are now an editor of this document.
Okay.
To be able to see it, I'm going to open my
Mm.
Google Drive. Where is it? Hello. Okay, I'm going to do the long way. drive.google.com. All right. So if you go into your Google Drive,
Mhm.
you would be
On
able
the-
to, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
you'd be
you
able to
on the
click on,
now.
sorry, go ahead.
Don't do it now though, right? Just watch what you're
Right.
doing.
Right.
Okay.
But you would be able to click on shared with me over here,
Uh-huh. Yes.
and then it would show up here. Your document would show up here, just like the master document is showing up here for me because it was shared with me.
Yes.
The document I just created would show up here for you.
Okay.
And then you could just click on it. It would open. Like if I double click on this, this will open for me. In the same way, if you double click on it on your screen,
Right.
this would open for you.
So I can, after the meeting, I can go and then I can practice and I can type something in there and you can see it.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All
so
right.
what would happen if we're both typing is that it would show both of us typing at the same time. It won't necessarily be confusing because like maybe it might put my color as a pink and your color as a green. And we'll both be able to see each other's cursors blinking like this. So
All right.
you'll see me
Mm-hmm.
typing, and then maybe you're typing down here at the
Okay.
same time. So it doesn't have to be confusing.
Okay.
You'll realize the difference.
All right. So I'll try practice.
Yeah. So this could be done. This could be like this document could be created before the meetings for the agenda. If you want to do it that way, you would put the agenda here
Mm-hmm.
and then type. Do we have any agendas here? Let's see. We do, but I'm going to do this as an example.
Mm-hmm.
So as an example, let's say that this is an agenda.
Okay.
I'm going to paste it in here.
Yes.
And so I could type here during the meeting,
Yes.
and then the next person could type, I mean, this obviously will be whatever you're doing at the time, but
Right.
it'll just have it separated so that you have it in there. And then that way you can go back in and tighten it up, or the other person can go in and tighten it up, whatever the case might be.
Okay. Okay.
It doesn't have to have the bullets or anything. It could just be lines of text.
Yes.
Sometimes those automated bullets can be a little annoying to work with. So I would say just take them out and then type under it so that all you're focusing on is the words that you're typing, not what letter or number it is. You could put that in after if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a Google Doc, which again is just a shared document online. It doesn't have to be shared. You could use it for yourself, but it has the ability to be shared.
All right.
Now, just as an FYI, regular Word documents also have the ability to be shared, but similar to how you'd be able to type into the Google Doc if you're signed in with Google, regular Word documents, you'd have to be signed in with your Office 365 account, which is many more steps for many people than signing with Google sometimes. So it's just a preference. But both can do the same.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so that's if you're taking notes during a meeting using a Google Doc that's shared. You can do that, and that would, it'll take some doing, right? You'll have to practice it, but the option is there.
To learn. Okay.
Now, what I want to show you is if you are on a computer, and we're going to end soon, but if you're on a computer, I'm going to use my phone to show you this. Oh, any questions about that? Sorry, before we move on?
No.
And Benita had a question also. Her hand was up earlier, so let me pause for a second.
I got it answered.
You got it answered. Okay. Nothing else? And if you have a question and think about it after the time, just shoot me a message or whatever, and then we'll work it out. Okay. And so what I am going to do now, and I'm going to do this in a weird way, but it's going to work because this is what we got going on. All right. And I'm going to turn this sideways. All right. So this is my Zoom screen right now. And I'll go in closer when we need to. But at the bottom here, and for whoever is going to do this, I would go deeper with you on one-on-one to help you turn on the setting to allow this to work. But for right now, we're just doing it as if we have already gone into the background in your settings on your Zoom account and turned on the ability for it to work. Down here, you see something that says AI Companion. Is everybody seeing that?
Yeah,
Where you see companion?
AI Companion right here. Yep.
just to the right, the shared screen.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to click, I'm going to pull back a little bit and I'm going to click on it. And then I'll move forward. So you see what it says. It says,
Well, you,
Go ahead.
not your screen.
Say that again.
We're seeing you, not your screen.
Oh, okay.
I'm seeing your screen.
Let me pin you. It depends on how you have things set up. So let me do it this way. Okay. So I'll pull
Okay.
back a bit and start again. Oh, now it's going to repeat. It's going to mirror later. Okay. Pausing a minute. I'll come back up to it. So right here, you see AI Companion?
Yeah.
Your screen.
Yes, I see it up top. Yes.
Okay. So everybody sees AI Companion. So I'm going to click on AI Companion.
Yes. Next to host tools.
Yep. And then it asks stop summary or ask meeting questions. So I already had it turned on to start summary. That's a summary of the Zoom meeting. But I'm going to click on ask meeting questions.
Okay.
When I click on ask meeting questions, it then brings up this panel on the right. I'll pull back a minute just so that you can see. I know it's duplicating. You see the point. It's over there on the right.
Yes.
Okay. And then these are the things that can be done during the meeting. Now, just to reiterate, I already have turned on automatically with every meeting that the AI will take a summary of the meeting and it emails it to everyone that's a host or co-host at the end of the meeting once it has finished populating. But during the meeting, sometimes people want to get a summary. So this is what some people use the AI for when they're in Zoom meetings. Maybe they came into the meeting late. They could click on catch me up.
Oh.
And the AI will think for a little bit. We're saying think because we're personifying the thing as if it's a real human being, which we know it's not. And then it'll give you all of this. Based on the context provided, here's a summary of the meeting so far. The meeting focused on training participants to use various technology tools for the VI Lemongrass Cooperative. Key topics covered included accessing and using Google Drive, shared folder and master document, navigating the WhatsApp community and group chats. I didn't type any of this. This is what the AI is listening to us and organizing in a way of taking notes.
I'm intimidated.
Very much, very, very much. And we're not gonna talk too much about that right now because it took me a very long time to even be able to do this because, yeah, but we're not gonna go there right now. So,
Okay.
3, using Google Docs for collaborative note-taking during meetings. 4, a brief overview of using Zoom's AI companion feature for meeting summaries and questions. So obviously that's what we're doing right now, right? But it already put it in the notes. And then it gave this little paragraph. The session involved demonstrations of how to access these tools on both computers and mobile devices. Participants asked questions and received guidance on using the various platforms. The meeting aimed to help members become more comfortable with the technology being used to organize and communicate within the cooperative. I didn't type any of that. This is what the AI is doing. Now, I'll show the one other thing. Catch me up is what we just clicked on. The other options were, what are the action items? What topics were discussed? So let's go to what topics were discussed. And so now it's thinking. Thinking. It doesn't take very long. It just pretends like it's actually doing something. And then here we go. So it breaks it down. Google Drive usage, using the master document, accessing the shared folder. WhatsApp, navigating the cooperative community, using group chats within the community. You get the point, right? So
Yeah.
this helps with one, remembering what took place and being able to have it in order already. So that helps with notes tremendously. I'll click on what are the action items. So now it's also listening to hear what are people saying they're going to do after this meeting. Based on the context provided, there's no specific mention of action items. So it didn't hear this yet. But in the larger document that's going to be sent to me once the meeting is done, it's going to probably say some things. And then some people want to know, this is what people use if they're sleeping during class. Was my name mentioned? Here we go. Where does it come back? Okay. Yes. My name was mentioned by other meeting participants. Alyse mentioned her saying, I see Dara's already starting to get in this room for 6 o'clock. That's at the beginning. Royce said, Dara, could you send me the link for the recording? Other participants also address questions. Okay. You get the point, right?
Yes.
So it's scary like heck.
So you could use that at the end of, if it's on during your class, then you just use summary.
Yep. So what I'm going to show you, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to email all of you. I'm going to turn this off now. I'm going to turn off my phone. So we no longer have that. I'm going to email all of you or make available in the shared document the notes that the AI creates that are much fuller than what I just showed you that can be done inside. Okay. Now, in order for all of this to work, you have to have a Zoom account.
Yes.
And we'd have to go in the settings and tell it to be able to do it. So that most accounts don't automatically do that. You have to turn it on because not everybody likes being listened to.
Right.
So that's that. And I'm gonna stop here for tonight, and then we want to set up a in-person when I come down to St. Thomas to follow up.
Okay.
But any questions about any of that, even questions about the AI, nothing that makes me say what I actually feel about AI. Thanks.
Okay.
I've actually started to like it.
It's very useful.
But you don't have to turn on AI on your personal thing. It's just once we go into the meeting, it's already on, correct? Okay.
It's already on. So every time you all have a meeting, I know because it sends me the meeting notes and I send them to Alyse, and then she uses that to help to populate and aggregate her meeting notes afterwards.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So what can happen is that the thing I haven't figured out how to do yet, which I don't know is possible, is to make you all hosts during the meeting, because then it would just send it to your emails. But it's okay. For now, I'll just send it the way I've been sending it.
Yeah,
And keep
that's,
trying to figure out if there's a way to do that. But when you have your own account, you won't need someone sending you those anymore, because anyone that's made a co-host or a host will send it, it will automatically email it to you. Benita has her hand up.
Thank you. Dara, one of the things, and it's not trying to get your opinion about AI. Why is it necessary? I went into a meeting and there was 3 AIs in the meeting, in the Zoom.
So
And 2 was for the same person. And I just thought, why is it necessary? Is there some protocol that has been set? If there's one AI, we don't need more than one AI. Is that proper to be saying at a virtual meeting? Because one of the things I have heard that it's actually using up more energy, and therefore more energy being used is an environmental issue. So is there protocol established? And if so, how do you go about telling someone you won't need to turn on your AI?
excellent question.
okay, so the things that I did not hear in that question are the question the first question that you answered, why would people have multiple ones on? Like, if I have 2 Zoom accounts that I'm signed into and both of them have AI working, what would be the purpose of that? It will collect different information. That's one. Is it necessary? No. But that's really an individual thing. Didn't hear any of that. Could you repeat?
Different
Not understanding.
collecting different information. If it's both of them are AIs, I don't. It's my internet.
Oh, okay, you're asking how would it
Okay,
be connecting
let's
different
just-
information? I think I heard your question, and I think it was, if both of them are AI, how would it be collecting different information?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the question is really how it works. So if I have mine turned on right now, it's focusing mainly on the audio that it can hear from my device, right? And you all as well. But AI is not, it's a formula. It's not a person that has the exact same thought process or the exact same method of listening and typing. And so you could very well have 2 separate, let's call them computers. One computer that's listening and catching certain things. And so whatever it catches, it then can populate into text. The other computer may be hearing the exact same things, but it may not catch the exact same things. Why? Just because computers are different. And okay, I could click on catch me up again the way I just did, and it wouldn't give me the exact same information. It would change. A lot of it would be the same, but some words might change, order, different things. It's not a human and it's not a specific function. And so it can collect some slightly different things. And for people who really need the help of making sure they capture as much information as possible, because it does miss some things. It doesn't capture 100% of everything that's said. And so you're increasing your ability to gather as much of the meeting as possible by having more than one do it. I'm not saying it's needed, but I'm just saying I could see that being one of the reasons if someone really wants to make sure they capture as much as possible. So
then you can then say, if 6 different people want to bring in their AI, then they should be able to have 6 different AI in the meeting. And then every time you get an email as being a participant, into your email at the beginning and then the summary at the end. Is that correct?
I understand that 6 different people could have the AI turned on for their own purposes. I understand that. Yes, that is true. And they won't all have the exact same notes. It won't be identical. It will be probably 90-some% close, but it won't be exactly identical. And if those people have not agreed to share notes with each other, then that's why they're doing it themselves, to make sure that they get it. Now, if you have a group though, that is deciding that we're going to use the AI, but only one person will use it and they will share it with everybody else, then you only need one. But if people aren't sharing at the end of the day, that's why they make sure they have their own. Now, if the Zoom session is set up to automatically send the email to all of the hosts and co-hosts, that will only show up from that Zoom account. So it's only one that's going to be sending it. So you're only going to get one email with the notes. So this account is set to send it to me at the end of every meeting. And so that's why I'm the only one that gets it. And then I have to forward it to somebody else.
That's not happening with me. It's in a particular,
Not
in
hearing
a
you.
particular.
Wait, I'm going to ask you to, okay, slow down your speaking, because that'll help. So speak slower and it'll come through a little easier.
Okay. So that's not what's happening with me. I get emails from every person that has an AI in my email.
What?
So then each of them have it turned on to send to everyone.
Yes, it seems so.
Okay. And if that's not what you want, then you should let them know to not do that, that you don't want that. The problem with AI, all types of AI, there aren't enough rules yet. There aren't enough legal situations, laws in place related to what should and shouldn't be done, because people are just testing it and figure it out. So everything is personal. You have to communicate on a personal level to people using it and say what you do and don't want.
And do Teams have a equivalent to recording like that?
I'm not sure. I've never used it. I don't see why not, though. It probably does.
Okay.
It probably does. Because that's Microsoft and they're going to try to compete with everybody. So whatever one company has, if people are using it, the other companies are going to start trying to do, because then people are going to leave their company to go use the one that has the access to the technology. So it probably does.
Federal
Slower.
virtues are
Slower.
Many federal virtual meetings are done on Teams and not seeing any AI. I always see recording is being done. And then you have to click that you the recording. Is that slow enough?
It's good enough. So there is an AI meeting assistant for Teams. People just haven't started using it yet.
Okay.
Some people. But it exists.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. I just Googled it. So yeah, 7:59. This is where we were going to stop. And need a date for the next one. Don't need a date right now, but I will be there on the 21st. The 21st is when we meet with you all. Brennan will be coming. Again, this isn't our meeting. This is just a meeting we want to be able to, he wanted to physically come and meet with you all and share whatever SARE offerings could be potentially helpful to Cooperative and blah, blah, blah. So just basically a follow-up of what he already did when he met on Zoom. But we just need a time, and then y'all could determine whatever time. We land at 12:30 from St. Croix, And anytime in the afternoon that makes sense for you all, we'll do. And we could have the follow-up that same day after the meeting, if that's not going to be too much for people, but you all can decide.
Y'all would be traveling, or that wouldn't be too much for you?
Coming from St. Croix?
Yeah.
No, that's what we
Right.
plan to do. And he already only planned to be on St. Thomas for one night. So that's specifically why he's flying over on the 21st, and then he'll leave on the 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bush Cook will have ended the day before. So we would just be, coming from St. Croix to St. Thomas just for this purpose in the afternoon. So
So you'll have
consider that it could be the very same day. Like after your meeting ends, we could go into a follow-up of this in person, and we'll have the big screen and all of that. So we could just spend a moment and then follow up on any questions that might come up between now and then or anything like that. But y'all think about that, because if it's too much for you all, then we're not going to do it, and we'll just do it another day.
Oh, well, we
And
got to
it
take
could-
advantage of the opportunity. So.
And
very
it
good.
could be a in-person meeting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This one would be in person, not virtual. We'd still record it. We'd use Zoom, and I could still use the screen and record it, but I would be in person with everyone, with your devices and everything.
And that would be for the steering committee.
Yes, for now, for the steering committee for now, yes. Just to try to help the steering committee get to a place where it can do its own things and get more comfortable with using technology to help you, or not. But whatever the case is, you'll at least have the tools, and then you'll have some ability to understand how they work. And then it would just be a matter of trying things out, seeing what works and what doesn't work, and making a decision from there. Just because the technology exists doesn't mean we should use it. But at least you should know that it's possible, and you should get a view of how to use it. And then you could try to use it. And if it doesn't work, don't use it. Use what works.
Thank you for your time and your teaching, to both of you, and everybody else. Your questions were very good.
Thank you, Princess.
You're welcome.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. So I'm going to upload this, and then I'll share the link to the recording as well as the notes, so you have access.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll try to, thank you.
Sure. And think of whatever questions you have. You could send me questions as they come to you. I'll combine them and add them to that document for when we meet in person, unless it's something that can be handled quickly, and I might just give a call and help you out.
Okay. All
All right.
Give thanks.
Good sleep.
All right.
Good
Thank
sleep.
you.
Rest well, everybody.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Rest well, everyone.